Hello, Stampers! I'm Kelly Entz from Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so glad that you're joining me for this monthly online card club. What is that, you may ask? Well, this is actually an event that I've been running in some form for 18 years now, which is incredible. I just celebrated 18 years as a demonstrator last month, and I'm so excited to be able to still be doing this in a new and different format. So for the last 5 years, we have been meeting online, and I love it so much because we can actually now talk with everyone all over the world. And if you're in Canada, you can craft along with me. So you can actually receive a set of supplies that looks something, oh, that's a little bit too many cards, maybe. A set of supplies that looks like this with all the prepped pieces to craft along with me. So if you're watching this in the future, please still reach out to me because I might still have some packages on hand. I'm just going to double check, make sure that I'm live. Okay, things are happening here. If my friends are on, can you please just say, hey? That helps me out so much. So, like I said, I've been a demonstrator in Canada now for 18 years, and I just absolutely love what I do. Last month, I actually had the privilege of going to Florida and going on the incentive trip, which is for the top demonstrators in the company. Only the top about 0.5%. They say in their disclosure that it's 1%, but it's actually about 0.5% actually receive this trip as an incentive and a thank you for meeting certain requirements within the company. So top sales and other items that make up our business, which is recruiting and also team promotions too. So I have a fabulous team who helped me out to get there as well. And I just want to thank you all. I went through the pictures today because I still have to post them. It was a little bit busy when we were there, as you can imagine. It was Disney World 10 days. My mom and her boyfriend came, and then our family of four as well. And between the four of us adults taking pictures, and Disney, I guess, photographers taking pictures too, we have over 2,400 pictures to sort through. So you can imagine that it's just a little bit daunting for me to put together my highlight reel because how do you narrow that down? But it will be coming soon. So thank you all for being a part of my business. And for my team members, I just love you to bits and thank you so much for being a part of Kel's Angel Stampers. So without any further ado, let's get talking about some of our promotions because we've got so many this month. And I'm just going to double check. We have this rescheduled from, it was supposed to be last night. We had a pretty big hockey game going on. Didn't really turn out the way that we wanted it to, but hey, you know what? We move forward, and just like last year, we learn from our mistakes and we do well again and again. So go Oilers, go! I'm still rooting for you next year, right? Next year. Did anyone watch the game? I made it to about half of it. My daughter had a soccer game, so I went there for the first half, and we didn't get rained out despite my husband rooting for a monsoon. And then came home and watched the rest of it. And yeah, it was too bad, but oh my goodness, it was pretty exciting. And boy, did we have fun and rally together as a community, as a city. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so anyways, back to stamping stuff. You didn't tune in for hockey talk, did you? No. Are your hearts broken? My husband's a little bit tender today. We're not supposed to talk about it anymore. So, anyways, for our card club, we meet monthly. And you can sign up for 6 months at a time. You get extra special bonuses from me, and in terms of gifts, and then you also usually get more host benefits as well. I call them host benefits, but that's years ago. Stampin Rewards is the new term. So you also get those. So just let me know if you want to be in for this next round. It starts in July, runs till December. It's going to have this annual catalog that's out right now, as well as a mini catalog that's going to be coming out and encompassing the Christmas and holiday season. And Stampin' Up! Is just doing amazing things with their mini catalogs now. They're not so mini anymore, so you're going to have a lot of new products to choose from, as well as all the online exclusives and the kits and everything that come out too. So there's no shortage. You'll definitely want to sign up for the 6 month. And then when you place an order, when you sign up for 6 months, I should explain that you sign up to place a minimum $35 order each month, and then that gets you your packet of card supplies for free in this online class. You can also purchase the class, and that costs $20. So you can do it either way. You can also prepay. When you prepay, you actually get a bit of a savings as well. So let me know if you wanted to be placing an order, getting your supplies, and then your class for free. And or let me know if you want to prepay for the class fee over the 6 month period, and we can get you sorted out for either of those. Then when you place an order each month of over $100, or at certain times of the year there's a special promotion called Celebration, and that would be with $120 minimum, but you receive a gift from me. So this is your gift this month. This is a choice between the Pebbles enamels. They're adhesive backed pebble shapes or something like that is what they call them. Or do you want the flower adhesive back flower trinkets? These are both beautiful, and we're actually going to be using them on the projects tonight too. So if you do have your project packet, you can feel and see both of them and see what you're going to be getting with your $100 minimum order. So what would you order? Well, I'm just so glad that you asked, because Stampin' Up! Is having an incredible promotion right now. Honestly, in my 18 years as being a demonstrator, I have not seen a promotion for new products to this scale ever. So we're only a couple months into the new catalog, and already we're seeing an amazing sale, which is buy one, get one 50% off for all of Stampin' Up's suites or products from the suites. So I hope that you understand that it's not just a suite, it's any of the products also that are from that suite. So you will have to be strategic about this special though. So what is going to happen on your online store when you go to stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net and click shop now, you can choose whatever you want, but there's a special promotions header, and you can go to the buy one get one free special, and that will take you through all of the different suites. So you have to go into the suite and then see all the items, add them to your cart. What I would do is add everything that you want to your cart, and then you have to be strategic about this, okay? So Stampin' Up! Is going to apply the 50% off to the lowest priced items from suite. Okay, so that could mean that you're buying a suite of products, you've got that in your cart and they've got 5 products grouped together, and maybe it's $150 or something like that. If you have the embellishments from another suite in your cart as well, you're only going to get 50% off the $11 or $13 embellishments, okay? So if you're buying bundles, you're going to want to buy your bundles together on one order, and then do a separate order and buy one get one free for the lower price items. Think your embellishments, ribbon, designer series paper, all of these different things. That's what you're going to want to save on. So make sure you are breaking apart those two, and then reach out to me if you want some help in figuring that out, because I can definitely help you out with that. Okay? There are so many items, honestly, and some of the items are even from our last chance list. So some items are from a suite initially, have been noted by Stampin' Up! That they are not going to be replenished, meaning that they're on the last chance list. And when they're on the last chance list, sometimes they're even discounted. So you might even have some items in your cart which are really, really low price because they are already discounted from being discontinued, basically. So make sure you check out the last chance list. It was also updated earlier this month, so you'll want to take a peek at some of the items that you might have on your wish list that you haven't purchased yet, that you'll want to make sure you bump to the top of your priority list to purchase them before the inventory is depleted. So we on the online store also have 2 brand new kits available. Oh, I was supposed to dig these out and I didn't. I have them in the other room, but that's okay. We won't go through those tonight. We'll do a separate video for those, or maybe I'll include those on the next card club. There's a really adorable no stamping kit that is a pop-up kit. It's adorable, and I purchased a whole bunch of these to give out as gifts for my kids' birthday parties because they go to so many, and I love gifting an experience instead of just another toy, another something that's going to take up space in their house. So this is a really amazing gift, and they've got all kinds of kits available, but I really like this new kit. Is totally kid friendly, and it's really fun pop-up cards, so it's great for kids to make, but of course we also give cards to kids, so it's great for adults to make to gift to kids, right? So if you got kids in your world, make sure you take a peek because it's really, really cute. There's also a scrapbooking kit too. It's called Make a Memory Scrapbooking Kit, and it's adorable as well. So another type of kit that Stampin' Up! Has is our paper pumpkin, and this is a monthly subscription service that provides you with demonstrator-like projects that are prepped for you and included in a box with everything that you'll need to do your crafting. So this kit I haven't received yet. Oh, I was really hoping that it was going to come yesterday, but it hasn't arrived yet. So all we know of this kit is the sneak peek, and that's this beautiful Floral Charm Suite collection coordination, and it looks like it's got this champagne foil over top of the florals, which, you know me, I'm like a magpie. I like anything shiny, so this is right up my alley, and florals are so perfect. I mean, as a stamper, I've got so many floral stamp sets and products, but guess what? I love them, and I love giving them. They're my favorite kind of cards to give. So bring on the florals is what I say. So we also have an upcoming kit. So if you were to subscribe now, this is on my website as well under Paper Pumpkin on my online store, and you can sign up for month to month, or you can also do a prepaid subscription. So you can choose to do it either way. The paper pumpkin that you would receive when you sign up now is in July. So until July 10th, when you sign up, you'll receive this kit, which is called Sweeter Than You, and that's going to be mailed out to you mid-July. So perfect for your summer crafting, right? We just have a couple little sneak peeks on there. So you can see, like, there's flowers, and then there's strawberries there too. And I really like the gingham style, like that plaid looking pink along with the bright green. I think that's really, really fun. So make sure you sign up for that before. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of order. Here we go. This is the one I want to show next. So along with our paper pumpkin kits, Stampin' Up! Also releases a die pack which coordinates with the quarterly kits. So for the next 3 months, these are going to be coordinating images that go along with the kits. They're not needed to make the kits, but it's a great way of branching out, getting some supplementary additional kind of mix and match dies to include in your collection. So this one has the hello, and then it has, you can see the little strawberries, including that little strawberry texture too is really cute. That one you could put a piece of black underneath, right? Have that piece cut out with red, and then you would just see through the little holes for the seeds, and it'll look impressed in, just like how a strawberry looks. Then you got the little toppers, you got this circle here, and then also a couple, like a leaf and a flower. So this goes along with the upcoming 3 kits. Sorry, I have a little something in my throat actually. I don't know what's going on. But these ones, I do have sneak peeks for the other kits that are upcoming. I just don't have them in my slideshow right now. So you'll just have to take a look at, I gotta find that other slide. You'll just have to take a look on my post after this that shows all the card club projects, I'll put it in there too. Okay, so just a reminder as well, we switched to a new Stampin Rewards program a couple months ago. So I just wanted to remind you that you want to make sure that your orders are over $25 at a time. And that's to start earning the 10% Stampin Rewards. Remember, my sweet spot is a little bit more though. So with a minimum $35 order, that's when you're going to get the free projects from me. But the number that I really want you to have in your head, because it's a bit magical, is $100. So when we get to $100, not only do you get a gift from me and your card club projects for free, the shipping is actually, it evens out. So there's no premium shipping rate. So it's a little bit higher. You're paying a premium. If it's under $100, then it's a minimum $10.95, and above $100, then it works out to 11%. So just make sure you're topping it up, because if you're at 85, it makes sense for you to top it up with another product, get some free goodies from me, and maximize your shipping too, right? Okay, one more item which I'm so excited to talk to you about. This is the virtual album retreat from Stampin Up. This is an event put on by Stampin Up, administered by Stampin Up, and they're going to send you prepped scrapbook pages for all 12 months of the year. So you can get a real head start on your scrapbooking for next year, or you can work through some of the backlog that you might have going on, just like I do. So I'm really excited about this. When you place your order for this kit from Stampin Up, you will automatically be added by email to this Facebook page, which is exclusive, an event exclusive for customers who have purchased this kit. And if you're a demonstrator, guess what? You get added in there too. So woohoo! Yay to being a demonstrator. This is just some of the perks as well, and getting a discount on this kit, which is great. So if you want to know more about that, you just let me know. When you are a part of this Facebook page, then from July 16th to 18th, they're going to be holding Facebook Live events, which will be broadcast live and available for replay immediately. It's Mountain Time, just the same as our Edmonton time, but it's from 2 o'clock till 10:30 at night. Don't let that deter you, because you can just watch them again at your leisure, and or you could even probably just take a look at the pages and put them together. But I would recommend tuning in, because they're going to have so many fun techniques and different ways of doing things. It's really incredible what these pages are looking like. It's not just like a flat scrapbook page either. There's like interactive elements. There's like a pop-up element as well. It's so cool. So this class is $340 Canadian. That includes everything prepped for you. So you get 24 sheets, so it makes 12 two-page spreads for your album. It doesn't include an album, but I think maybe it does include the page protectors though. Page protectors, but no album, because the album is so much your preference, right? Whether you like post or ring or whatever, then you can choose to add that on. This is not like a cutting map. This is everything prepped for you. So everything is cut, ready to go for you, and put into really nice, high quality resealable bags, so that you can choose to do one kit at a time or one page spread at a time, and revisit this over and over again. I'm so excited about this, and the more and more I learn about it, the more and more I go, oh my gosh, this is so worth it, because the amount of work that Stampin' Up! Has done in preparation for this just means it's going to streamline your scrapbooking experience completely. So I probably won't be able to tune in for the entirety of the event, but I'm really excited about looking at it on replay. So if that's something that appeals to you, I can help you out with that as well. So it's called the Virtual Album Retreat. It's again on my online store, so you can take a peek at that. Okay, let's get crafting. I'm just gonna make sure. No, we rescheduled, and no comments yet. If somebody's on, if you wouldn't mind please commenting, that would be great. Sometimes Facebook has been weird lately and not actually showing the comments, so that's why I kind of wanted to make sure that we've got it going here. Okay, so the first project that we're making here is from one of our kits, which I love so much. It's called Life is Sweet. It's from June of last year, actually. This one makes a total of 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And so in your project packet, you will have the supplies for one of these cards. It might be any of them. So I'm going to show you, I think, I've got 2 of them that I can show you here. Yeah, I think I can do that really fast. And then the third one, I'll just take you through here quite in depth. So the cards are really beautiful. They have these fruits on them, which are flat to the touch, but don't they look so textured? It's pretty incredible, isn't it? So this one's the peach one. And this is the one I think I don't have to make. So I made this one the other night. I'll show you the idea of it though. So this is vellum that goes in behind a laser die cut piece that's also included in your kit. And then I just put that onto the backing. Anytime you're using vellum though, you have to make sure that you are not putting your adhesive where it will be seen. So just tuck your adhesive. I just did a little bit of Tombow. Let's see, where is it? So a little bit of Tombow underneath this green leafy layer to attach it to the vellum. And then after that, okay, I'm just making sure. Yes, it's working. I don't think you're getting an echo, are you guys? I can't see it quite well. Oh, yay, Shada, you're here. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad. And I'm hoping that this... Oh, no. You know what I didn't do is start my recording. There we go. We started the recording now. I'll have to splice these 2 together. Okay, so we have this one here. I put the Tombow adhesive underneath this green layer, and that adhered it to the vellum. Underneath the vellum, I put a little bit of Tear and tape, and this is just hidden top and bottom right under where the leaves would be covering it. So that's enough for it to be held onto the card. Then we've got this glitter paper, which I put dimensionals on the back side of, and anywhere where it was adhering to the peaches, I had those ones already on dimensionals, and so I just put a little bit of Tombow adhesive under there as well, so just under the H basically, and then I put the dimensionals under there. This little bit of twine here, I just tied into a bow, so it's going to be the same sort of thing for this congrats, so I can show you there too. Here we go. So we've got our twine. You can also wrap it back and forth 3 times, but oh, I did that a little bit askew here. I want it to be this way. Here we go. Oh no. Have I forgotten how to tie a bow? What's happening here? I'm all thrown off. It's like it's a Wednesday. I didn't start my recording. Like, what is going on here? Okay. So just with your twine, you can have it big and looping kind of in behind like that. If you've got extra, you can trim off the extra. But this is how it's going to go in behind those lemons there. Okay, so just a little bit there. And then to finish this off, you can stamp something onto this little tag. This is the stamp set that coordinates and actually comes in your paper pumpkin kit. I do have these kits available for purchase in refill and full kit form. So full kit is $35 and a refill is $17, I believe. The refill comes with everything that you need to make these cards, but it doesn't come with the stamp set and the ink spot. If you're wanting to coordinate the colors, it's Shy Shamrock is the color there. So if you've got something like Sweet Friend or something short that will fit on there. Or you know what? These cards can be used just with the glitter text on there too. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one, let's put this together really quickly. But maybe at the third one, I'm going to give you a little heads up, okay? So the third one here, this kind of purpley pink piece, this piece of twine actually wraps around it. So you're going to wrap it around twice, then tie a bow, and then you can put dimensionals underneath Miss You. You can stamp on there, Wish You Were Here. I put dimensionals underneath the cherries and underneath this little pinky purpley piece. And then the part that you might miss is just here. Come on. Let's see if it will focus. There we go. So just here are 3 vellum flowers, and I put those on just with little daubs of the Tombow multi-adhesive. And then the finishing touch on all these cards is to add the 3 pearls. So now let's do the congrats one here together. So this is the same sort of thing. Here we go. You're going to want to use your bone folder, and I'm using a lot of Tombow. I've been using this more and more lately, actually. It wasn't a product that I really gravitated towards before, but now I find it's just so useful, and it's really economical too. So it's great to add on to projects, especially things like this, which are so detailed, right? So I put this kind of sideways like that. Then we've got some little sprigs that are made of vellum. I'm going to put that on with some Tombow as well. I'm just keeping the Tombow lower so that I don't have it visible. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Moving all over the place there. And then this little sprig just goes down here at the bottom. And I overhang them a bit because I really want those to be visible. I've already got this piece done up. So my little loopy thing, my little loopy bow. And I will just trim that off like this. And I'm going to use some tear and tape. Because I'm putting the lemons on with dimensionals, I am not even going to take the backing off of this tear tape. I'm just going to use it basically like a super sticky tape. So let's move this over here. You always want to make sure you get everything out of those envelopes, right? Sometimes they hide. Dimensionals now on the back side of our lemons. There we go. And we can layer those up. These cards come together so quickly and so easily. They're actually something that I'm going to be gifting to my kids' teachers this year. I always give them a little paper pumpkin kit, but this year I'm going to make some cards for them too, which are already made, ready to go. So I'm gifting them an experience, and I'm also gifting them some very useful tools that they can use in their life to be able to share the love with their families. And I'm so excited to gift a whole stack of cards too. It's going to be great. So that means I have a little bit of decision making. I don't have to make a ton of cards because boy, oh boy, do I have a mountain of cards. But I do have to make some decisions about which teachers get which cards. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to make it as fair as I can for them. I'm using the dimensional edger pieces, which I've cut into little tiny strips. And again, with same thing as the hello, my congrats is going to be over top of these lemons, which are already dimensionalized. So I will try to remember to not put any dimensionals, basically from the O to the G. There we go. Let's pivot to my other screen. Here we go. And the other one, I think I need an even smaller one. I love these dimensional sheets. They're just so useful because you can really modify them to whatever you need. And then for the part where it's going to be going onto those lemons, I'm just going to put some little dots of my Tombow. And that just goes across like this. So cute. And then I have these little tags actually already pre-stamped, so I'm going to be sneaky like that because I can, as long as I can find them. Yeah, here they are. And this one is So Much to Celebrate, so I'm going to get that out. But again, this would be cute just like that, right? And then Wish You Were Here is going to be on the next card, so I'm going to get that ready to go. And I'm nearly finished my card here. Oh, I put these ones on already, but I'm going to have to take off this dimensional. I like to just kind of roll them to the side whenever I don't need them. I thought I was being so clever when I was putting together these, or prepping these projects a long time ago. And I forgot that there's a lot of 3D elements on these projects. All right, finishing touch is to put on our 3 embellishments. So I like to put the 2 different size ones up at the top, and then this one, whether it's the small or the large, just hanging out on its own. Cute, right? I love this card. It's got lots of fresh, fun colors. Same thing with this one here. Let's make this one really quickly. Oh, here they are. Like, where are all the embellishments? It's crazy. Hiding. Okay, so how I wrap around the back side here is I'm going to just help myself out a little bit by putting some Stampin' Seal, and that's going to hold it in place a little bit. So I leave myself a pretty significant, maybe 5-inch piece there. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. And you can wrap it so that it crosses, or maybe you've got 2 straight lines, however you want to do it. You know what? I'm going to make my life even easier, and I'm going to actually affix this to my card before I even tie my bow. So some dimensionals on there. Are your kids wrapping up the school year like mine are? My daughter's already calling herself a grade 1er, even though she's whatever 6 days away from ending kindergarten, and it's driving my son, who's older, absolutely bonkers because he's the one who plays by the rules, right? Like, no, you're not in grade 1 until the first day of grade 1. Then you can say that. You can't say that when you're still in kindergarten. You can't say that when you've just finished kindergarten. And so, yes, we have this little power struggle happening every day in our house right now. It's pretty funny. I just laugh because I can identify with both of them. I'm sometimes that rule person, and sometimes I'm that person who's, living in the future and anticipating the excitement of what's to come. Ooh, my goodness, I just love my ribbon scissors. Makes such a difference. Okay, so we've got that little piece done. Now it's just an assembly project, really. It's popping out these little holes, putting on our dimensionals, these little cut pieces. I know where they are, but you might actually want to work from the back side to make sure that you're popping out something that's supposed to be popped out, right? Okay, Miss You. Let's put these dimensionals on. Oh my goodness, they're cut a little bit too big. I need like half of that. There we go. You can also get the mini dimensionals or even cut the mini dimensionals in half. There's lots of options for dimensionals. And if you're just starting off, you might want to get the assorted pack of dimensionals, which comes in just the black color. So you can get black dimensionals. For a project like this, they might stand out a little bit, but as a new crafter, it's really nice to have some size options. So you might want to explore getting those. So Miss, and then I got Wish You Were Here, which I've already stamped. Again, that's stamped with the Shy Shamrock color, which is a carrying over in color from last year. I'm going to put this up a little bit higher than my other sample. That's okay. And then we've got our cherries. The bigger one I put underneath, and I just put dimensionals on both of them. I did mini dimensionals up at the top here because that seems to be easier, better size. There we go. Okay, so putting the cherries, now I can put the cherries down a little bit on this one. That'd be cute. And I mentioned before about the things that you might miss on this one, and that is those 3 little flowers, which I have here. And so I'm just going to do 3 little tiny dots of my Tombow. And then if you don't have a take your pick tool, this is going to make you love it right off the hop. There's a sticky putty that comes on the tip of one of these, and it makes putting on pieces like this so easy breezy. So I love that. Then I'll put that to the side because I'll need that on my other project. Take your pick tool, of course, again for putting on these little embellishments. And once again, I did the 2 smaller ones. Oh, there should be a third one. There we go. One up there, and then 2 smaller ones. Or sorry, the 2 different sized ones here down at the bottom. There you have it. So on this project, I actually didn't use any additional tools other than what's in the catalog. Sorry, what's in the kit is what I should say. So the paper pumpkin kit comes with everything that you need. You can also choose to get the refill. That'll give you everything to make these cards except for the stamp set. So you can't do these little tags, but I think, like I said, it's easy enough to just do those without them. I don't know if they even really need them, right? So let's put those to the side and we'll get going on our next project. So that kit, or sorry, that card is a part of the bonus project. So I give out a bonus project instead of spending money on postage for those of you who are in the area and can come and collect your projects from my house. Oftentimes they're collecting orders at the same time, so it is a 2 birds with 1 stone situation. And instead of sending money on that postage, I actually gift a project. So if you don't have that in your packet, that's the reason why. Or you can reach out to me and let me know that you would like that, and then you'll just have to pay a little bit for the postage. So not a big deal, but it's nice to be able to gift you something instead of, you know, spending the money on postage, right? So this next card here is actually so much fun, and it's not a mistake. I did include 2 envelopes here for you because we're going to be doing a technique called smackin' acetate. So this is a little bit of a naughty sounding technique, but I'll show you why. To get started, you can start by trimming your second envelope. You can use a paper trimmer to just zip off these 2 sides, or I just use my paper snips to kind of go along here, and I've already prepped this one ready to go. So basically what you're making is a little bit of a pocket here, and so leave it as like one big long rectangle. Can you guys see that? Leave it connected at the base, but just trim off the sides. And I want to mention, keep these envelopes too because they are perfectly postable. You can store your cards in them, and that'll help to protect them from getting damaged. And you can also mail in them. So you can just use a mailing label or a little piece of copy paper on the back side. And you can definitely give your postal worker a little treat too. So I'm talking and starting the card here, and you'll just want to get your card folded in half. And then we're going to do a really fun technique. Like I said, smack and acetate is what it's called. And put this card, this beautiful beachy card together. Lots of textural elements. And you've got the cute little sash on there, the little scarf tied onto this. I just love it. It's from a suite called Notes and Totes, which is a really unique suite. The stamp set actually doesn't really have anything that can be cut out necessarily with the die pack, but it's all coordinating things. So we'll come back to this in a second, but the die pack here includes a little tote bag, which you can cut out. If you wanted to cut out two, you can actually put them together and make a little 3D kind of box. So imagine that, and then another side there. You can put a little treat bag together, which is so cute. Then we'll take a look at some of these other products, and I will show you in the catalog too, because that is really easy to see. So Notes and Totes bundle is on page 81. This is not included in our buy one get one suite sale because this is not a part of a suite. So the Notes and Totes bundle, when you get it, comes with a whole bunch of dies. So it comes with that bag. You can use it just flat like what we're doing here tonight, or you can use it as a 3D item. Then you've got a couple options for the handle. So you can see this one here is a handle, this handle, which has like a strap that is kind of hanging down and then a strap that goes up, or you can use the handle that we are using for your prepped project, which just goes over the top. Then you've got some seashells, you've got a water bottle with like a straw or a hook. We didn't include that one. Kathy's my assistant extraordinaire, and I said, no, I draw the line there. We don't need to prep 36 of those straws and try to keep them handled. So just a water bottle, or this one here kind of confused us a little bit, but if you take a look at it upside down, it's like a sunscreen bottle with a cap at the bottom. And so you could even stamp like the sun on there, right? And then that would show that it's like a sunscreen. Then you've got the little sash to have onto the strap. You've got these little embellishment pieces which can go over top of the pocket, which also can get cut out. That's pretty cute, right? And a little tag there. Then these pieces are the strap pieces to go onto our bag. In this card here, it's these pool party pieces, and they come with the stitching already on them. Then you've got these cute little sunglasses, heart-shaped sunglasses. It's a two-part piece. And this little tag. This part here is really fun. It's like a magazine cover. So it will cut out an opening, and you can actually put in a picture maybe of the person that you're giving the card to. And on the top here, you can stamp "Newsflash, you're fabulous, exclusive, made just for you," or "So grateful, a true story." You could even paint a picture on there or put some designer series paper. But I love this idea of making your own custom little magazine, and that can just sit right inside of your bag too. Cute, right? Lots of potential with this one. Lots of potential for creativity, which I love. And then this last set of pieces here have a wood grain on them, and then there's 3 shorter pieces and a longer piece. And that's actually to make a little picket fence if you want. So this card here has all the elements. Sorry, just a second. There we go. This card here has all the different elements coming together in a really cute way. You can see how amazing all these little bits and pieces work when they're put all together. Okay, so let's get crafting our card. We are going to do our smack and acetate technique with Pool Party and Stampin' Spritzer. If you wanted to take it up a notch and add in some different colors, you could add in the Bermuda Bay, would be like a coordinating darker color, and even Coastal Cabana. These are our water-based Stampin' Right markers. They've got the round tip on them. If you wanted to use the Stampin' Blends, you can use this technique, but instead of spritzing water, you'll have to spritz alcohol. So rubbing alcohol in 70% or 90% would work great if you're using the square-tipped alcohol-based markers. If you are expecting to do this technique, spritzing water and using those other markers, what you'll get is a big pool of water that has no color and an envelope that is permanently colored, like how a Sharpie would color it. So anyways, we'll put those to the side here, and I'm going to just take my white piece, and I'll show you how to do this smack and acetate technique. So we're making like that nice bluey background. So without getting too finicky, you can kind of drag this along and then stamp it along. You just need a strip that's as big as your strip of paper. So you want to make sure that you're putting it on just like that. And then if you wanted to take it up a notch, again, you're starting light with your color, so Pool Party, and then going darker with some of the other colors that you want to add in. And this is not going to be too noticeable. It's just going to provide a little bit of variance of color. There we go. And now we can spritz it. So you want to have some paper towels or Kleenex, even a baby wipe kind of handy just in case. And when we spritz this, you'll see the color start to kind of pool a little bit, and then you're going to close that acetate and you're going to smack it. That's how it gets the name. At this point, you can turn it over if you want to, and then that's how where you're going to see how it's coming along. So I'm just going to rub it a little bit. We're not using any fancy paper, specialty paper. We're just using our basic white. So this technique can warp your paper. It's okay because it will warp back basically to flat in time and in storage, and hopefully with the way that we are drying it. But you just make sure that you want to leave it and not rub it or play with it anymore. Like, it's not able to handle the saturation of water like a watercolor paper will, right? That's made of cotton. I'm going to leave this to the side so that I remember to stamp just a note, because I want to add that on there. And then you also want to make sure your surface is nice and clean afterwards. That's totally fine. And now we can get to assembling our bag. Have you guys sewn before? This is so much easier than sewing. You're just going to score these, or they're already scored. You're going to burnish them, fold them back. And then this piece here is the only part that is not necessary. This would be necessary if you are putting together the bag as a 3D, but since we are not, we're just going to trim off this one little piece here. And that becomes recycling. To put this bag on, I'm going to use tear and tape because it's just so easy and controlled in terms of its application. The width is just perfect for these little tabs. And you would definitely want to use tear and tape if you're making this into a 3D bag. So we'll put that across just like this. Here we go. And let's talk about our little piece of sand. Oh, I should have mentioned as well, if you didn't want to do the smack and acetate technique, you don't have to. You can also use a blending brush or something like that to add some color. And again, the Pool Party color would be the coordinating one. I'm using crumb cake now. So So the coordinating color for this piece of cardstock. And just by putting a little bit on my blending brush, I can add some variance in color, just like the sand has on the beach, right? It's got those peaks and valleys, and can really add a lot of beautiful variance in color. You could do it even on the back side where the tinier pieces are lifted up, and if you have a really light application, you can sometimes even get just on the surface of those. So with this, it would be fine to put it on the card and have it go flat across, but I thought a fun way of really seeing those dips and mounds of the sand would be to trim along with one of these lines. So you just want to see which one kind of is close to the edge, and if it goes down too low like this one did, then let's see if this is dry enough. It's a little borderline still. I'm going to let it dry more, but I want to show you. So this one here is, oh, so close. There might be a little bit there that is exposed. And now if that's the case, then you can just flip this over and put it on in behind. Do you know what I mean? I would put this piece on first and then tuck this little piece in behind. I'll show you how to do that in a minute here. I'm going to keep putting my bag together so that this has some time to dry. Okay, so back to our bag, and we're going to put on these little strips here. These can be put on with our Tombow. There. Just a little bit on the top and the bottom so that I have a place to hang on to, right? And same with this one. I put on the smaller strips first, and then I put the bigger strip over the top. So now with this piece, I'm going to do some tear and tape as well. It again is just kind of the perfect width, and it's sticky enough to hang on right over top of all these different layers. There we go. So that piece is going to go under just like that. Oh, I have this one hanging over just a hair. I'll trim that off. There we go. For the bag handle, I'm going to put this on with some mini glue dots. Just two of them, right where the bag actually would be stitched together. So cute. I love all these stitched elements. And then you've got your cute little scarf that you can hang off of there. I'm going to do some mini dimensionals for that as well. My mini dimensionals are like a little bit connected still. That's funny. So that can just hang off of there. And now let's test this out. It's looking pretty good, but I'm going to finish it off just with my heat tool. There are two settings to your heat tool. The lower setting is for ink drying, and the hotter setting is for heat embossing. I just alternate back and forth the different sides of the paper just to keep it kind of even. Otherwise you'll have this curled up like a little roll. You want it so that it's nice and dry for you to put it onto your card. But you don't want to do it so much that your paper starts to scorch. That is not the look that we're going for, right? Scorched paper is not a part of this. Maybe on a pirate card, right? Okay, I'm going to use more tear and tape because I'm loving it. And this nice warped paper will bend to my will and it will flatten out over time. So I'm starting with my tear and tape. Oh, look at that. I finished a roll. There we go. That's okay. Because I'll just cover this corner and also along here with a little bit more adhesive than what I normally would put on. Oh my goodness, I almost did the thing that I did the night before last too. Okay, if you haven't adhered it or put adhesive on so that you're at a point of no return, then stop and choose a saying and put it on there so that you don't have to do what I'm doing right now, which is stamp onto your finished project or your semi-finished project. So I've got my just a note. I'm stamping in the same color of ink over the top. So cute, right? Then for the bottom here, yeah, I will need to put that little piece on there to cover up. I don't know if you can see that. You see that little piece there? So I'll put my Stampin' Seal on. You could do dimensionals as well if you wanted to. For me, I'm putting everything else on dimensionals, so with this part I'm okay with not doing that. I'm going to put a little bit of ink on here. Oh, another thing I forgot to do. My goodness, I'm all over the place tonight. Clean off my workstation after I did that blending brush. Oh dear, I think I got lucky there. So this I'm going to just put on underneath with a little bit, what did I say? I was going to do that side. A little bit of Stampin' Seal. Tuck that in here. Oh, so cute. Okay, so now we're going to put our bag on, and we've got our just a note on there so we know exactly where to place our bag. This makes such a nice little pocket. You can put a gift card in it, but I will show you, the gift card is a little bit big. There we go. The gift card can sit in like this, but you can see it sticks out a fair ways, or you could even put it in kind of lopsided sideways. Oh, it's getting hung up on something. There we go. So you can put it in like lopsided, just sticking out like that. That looks pretty cute, right? Or maybe you have a smaller gift card, or even just a little tag or something that you want to put in there. Or you just want to have people see this beautiful 3D bag popping off of the card. That's pretty fun too. All right, let's put on dimensionals. I'm putting some on this bottle, on my little seashell. And then the embellishment here is from my free gift this month. You can choose either, what do I want to do? This side maybe? No, I'm going to do it here. You can do either these little pebbles, or you can do the really 3D trinkets. They're in the shape of a flower. But I really like these cute little pebbles. Aren't those adorable? Just a note, a fun beachy card. So let me put away this ink pad and then I'm going to show you where these products come from. So from our annual catalog, we've got our bundle. And like I said, this, might not be the top of your priority list maybe this month, but hopefully it's on your wish list now. You might want to prioritize getting some of the sweet items since those are such a good deal with the buy one, get one 50%. So this is a bundle and save 10%. That comes with the notes and totes and the dies, or you can just get the dies or just the stamp set, and it would work perfectly well on its own too. The embossing folder that we used was called the Soft Waves 3D, and that's a great one for all different kinds of applications. So you can have it going vertically and have it like a curtain or seaweed, or you can have it going horizontal and have it the sky, like what in the background or something like that, or the ocean or the sand, like what we did on this card. And because it's square, you can choose to do them horizontal or vertical. Even a full cardstock front you can emboss. And then from here we've got our small blending brushes and our larger blending brushes. They come in a pack. Let's just double check, because I think that's it. Oh, we did the clear medium envelopes, all the cardstock. We did the Stampin' Right markers, and also, of course, the Stampin' Spritzer as well. So make sure you get those items. They're still available. They're just from my my online store. Okay, guys, ready for the next project? Now for something completely different. We're going very elegant now. So this card here features these really cool frames. I love the idea, the creativity of these frames is just brilliant. They are called foiled frames and labels. They're one of our ephemera packs, and they come with all of these different tags. And when you get all the different tag shapes, they come out as two pieces. So you receive a tag that has a gold foiled edge, and then you also receive a frame that you can use on its own. So we're going to feature this on our card with a really cool new die cut. So this is the card here that we're going to be making. So you can see that foil frame has been applied over top of a designer series paper that is a really cool design. It's not cutting a shape out of the paper, it's cutting a shape into the paper, if that makes any sense. And then you can actually lift up these pieces and create this gorgeous 3D look while it's still attached to the card. And we've got all different kinds of foiled frame shapes. So you might have one that's a little bit more narrow. This design series paper is cut a little bit more narrow to match. The one that I'm working with here tonight has an arch in it. And so I made sure to angle these perfectly when I was doing the die cutting for those, so that they will fit within the frame. So I hope that they work out for you and that you can be inspired to put these together. So let's put this to the side and we'll talk about what we're going to use. First things first, we gotta fold our cardstock, right? I like to put all my elements here onto my silicone mat because it just makes everything so much easier when I have it in one spot. Are you guys recognizing this color? This is our new cloud cover. It's a really beautiful, soft blue-gray color, and I'm just obsessed with it, especially with it combined with this gorgeous soft sea. No, soft sea is not a thing. Secret sea. Did you catch that? So we are going to put this as a border along the edge here. You can see it's cut a little bit long, so I like to do that so that it can be trimmed exactly to the size that you want. And I'm just going to put this onto the card with a very nice thin border. Here we go. And so trimming it there. And you might have to trim it back a little bit. So on this card here, the blue would have gone and been visible underneath here. So I just trimmed it back just like that so that it wasn't going to be visible through this hole that's left when this leaf gets curled up, if that makes any sense. Okay, next step is let's do some curling. So I'm not going to be pulling just like we would maybe when we were using like curling ribbon in the past. I'm just going to be basically rubbing the leaf against my thumb and using this to just add that little bit of a curl to these leaves. You might want to start with one side and then work your way down. That's what I did on my sample, and once again I'm not doing what I did which worked for me in the past, so do as I say, not as I do, because I'm all over the place tonight apparently. I love this die. It's from a really special new bundle, and it's a part of a suite. So if you're interested, you can buy one, get 50% off the next one. So in this die pack, you've got 2 images which will cut out images from the paper that then you would be left with 2 pieces, right? The outside frame and then this piece that you cut out. And then these 3 dies here actually cut out, just like this, pieces that can be lifted up, but they are still connected to the base. And then the beautiful motifs stamp set, which coordinates with it, has some background images that work really nicely with it, as well as a whole bunch of really great sayings. So you've got just a note, hello, wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime. I'm here for you always, celebrate, you've been on my mind, and thank you for everything. So it gives you all the sayings that you'd want to use on a regular basis, and I like the font of them too. It's nothing too crazy or out there. You've got this classy cursive on there. I really like it. Okay, so now that that's lifted up, I'm going to actually attach this to the cardstock backing. So how I do that is just some Stampin' Seal. I'm just going on the frame. I'm not going anywhere near the middle because I want that piece to be lifting up. So you can see even just that gives so much texture, doesn't it? It's so different looking. And after, stamping for as long as I have, I always get really excited about new and different styles of products. So just to make sure I've got this aligned properly, this is where I'm going to be putting it here. To adhere it though, guess what's going to be used again? It's my Tombow. So with this, you really don't want to be squeezing. You want like the tiniest little bit coming on here because you don't want it to overhang. There we go. The Tombow is also really helpful in this type of an application because you might have to just squeeze it over a little bit. And with the Tombow, you can give it a little nudge to the side. It doesn't have to be so perfect the first time that you place it. So I'm really happy with the way that that looks. A little note for those of you who have this thinner one, it might be a little bit thinner than this die cut image. So if that's the case, as you're putting it on, you're going to have to be really careful to lift some of these leaves up and put them through, and then like maybe even don't put any adhesive on the part where it's going to be tight to the leaves, just so that you don't accidentally get some on the leaves as you're passing this frame over the top of your die cut image. Okay, some more stamping here. I'm using the matchy color Secret Sea, and from the beautiful motifs I'm going to use wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime, because I'm going to a wedding this weekend, which I'm so excited about, and this will be the perfect classy wedding card. Ooh, I love that. So pretty. That's the only stamping on this project here. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to create this little border on the top and the bottom. I have the exact same punched image, And I'm just going to snip that into two, and I'm going to layer it up. I just wanted this to dry for another second here. I might even just blast it just because I've got such dark ink. I don't want to smudge it. There we go. So now I can put my Stampin' Seal on the back, top and bottom, and just like we did for the border piece on the side, I'm just going to kind of match that dimension and have this beautiful accent become even more of a focal point. Before I put my dimensionals on, I'm going to get this ribbon on here. So I like to do kind of 3 pieces like that. And then I'm going to start zigzagging this back and forth. I always start at the top right. I'm going to snip that excess off. And then you don't want it to overhang too much because it can really get up into the business of this beautiful flower or leaf sprig. And you don't want it hanging off the card either very much. So I'm going to just put it nice and tight, close to the tag like that, and then trimming off the excess. There we go. This is a beautiful online exclusive product. It's gold mesh striped ribbon, and it is really, really pretty. I'm going to put 4 dimensionals on here just because I really want to make sure that this sticks. And for me, I'm going to put it up at the top, but you do you. If you want it down a little bit, you can definitely do that. Oh, that's so pretty. Now the final finishing touch is to place these 3 gorgeous trinkets, and these are the other ones that you can choose from for your gift with a minimum $100 order, not 150, 100. I'm just kind of tucking them in here. There we go. Ah, perfect. And there you have it. Beautiful, elegant card. It's simple, isn't it? But it's really stunning. So let's talk about where those products come from. So looking at our annual catalog to begin with, we've got our beautiful motifs. Sorry, this is our beautiful gallery suite collection. So this is a mega suite, and I call it a mega suite because there's actually 2 bundles which are available. So you got the beautiful motifs, which is the one that we used on this project here, that cuts out those dies that aren't true cutouts. They're just kind of pop-ups a little bit. And then the beautiful motifs, which has a whole bunch of sayings. Then there's also gallery blooms. And gallery blooms has a bunch of images that can be cut out with the dies, also standalone dies, and a frame too. And this die cut frame cuts out multiple images, so you get 2 frames and then like a smaller rectangle as well. On this page, we've got the embossing folder and the embellishments, ribbon. We used those last month along with this beautiful gallery designer series paper. And would you believe it? This paper is from that same set. So last month we had a lot of like imagery on our actual designer series paper. So we were using sheets that looked something like this, right? And we were using a lot of that. Well, on the back side of many of these pages are really kind of plain, more textural items, and that's where these pattern papers came from. So I think that if you were to get one designer series paper from our new catalog, this is a really great one because of the diversity and the versatility of these different patterns. It's 6 inch by 6 inch, so it's really easy to store, and it's easy to chop up and use in a whole bunch of different ways. These I think are a really great purchase, and buy one get one 50% off for all of our suites. On page 105, you can see the heartfelt hexagon that we used for our tag. And then from the project sheets, which are in my newsletter, we've used those items. Also the gold stripe mesh ribbon, the foil frames and labels ephemera pack. And those come with so many different frames. It comes with a total of 6 sheets, and you get 2 of each of the sheets. So you get bigger frames like the ones that we used on these projects here, and you'll also get some smaller frames. The one with the 2 big frames, I threw out those extra border pieces because I'm just holding on to these because they've got some small tags still attached to them. So that is not to be confused. Learn from my mistakes. That's not to be confused with the Touch of Gold tags mix and match ephemera. These ones I ordered. I had these card club packets ready to go so quick, but I was just waiting on those extra frames. I had 1 pack, but I needed 4 packs with the way that I was using them. And so I was waiting for those. They're supposed to come in on Tuesday last week, and then oh my goodness, I rushed back here from our camping trip to sort them, and I opened them up, and oh my goodness, I opened them and they were the tags that I ordered instead. So these ones don't have that extra border around it. They've got the border around on some of the tags, but they don't have that extra frame, which is the whole purpose of this project design. So anyways, my friend Lindsay helped me out so much and lent me some so that I could get your projects ready for pickup. So thank you, Lindsay. The trinket adhesive back flowers, we talked about those being a gift with a minimum $100 order. When you receive them, they might be a little bit jumbled. I'll show you some of the worst case scenario ones. These are such heavy trinkets that this adhesive backing here is actually meant to not have them stick very well, right? They're going to stick better to cardstock than they are this because we want to be able to reposition them. But it means that in shipping that sometimes they fall off. So anyways, I apologize if some of them are falling off of your thing, but just know that they will still work really, really well for you. Okay, let's get started on our 3rd project here. Or sorry, 4th, I should say. Our 3rd actual club, our 4th including the bonus. This is such a fun card design, and we have my assistant Kathy to thank for this because she made this sort of overwhelming 3D card design so much easier because she did all the scoring for it. So these each had to be individually scored and measured out, and we had quite a system of doing it together, but we got it sorted out. So you can see from the bits and the pieces that we've got some amazing scores going on, and what that looks like when you see the finished project. The outside looks kind of, not plain, but like simple, right? You've got your little embellishments on there, you've got your texture. I even threw in some vellum, even though it's retired, but I do have some of that in my retired sale, my retired stash. So reach out if you do want some vellum, I can sell that to you. But where things really get exciting is when we open it up and we do this twist and pop card. Woohoo! Isn't it cute? So I will have all the dimensions for this in my newsletter. So if you haven't already, reach out to me and get on my newsletter list so that you can get those supply sheets, which will have all the dimensions and the scoring and everything for this card on there. So we're going to put this together, but I'm not going to go through all the dimensions here because that's again available to my newsletter subscribers. Okay, let's get started. Where should we start? Let's start on the inside. Okay, we're going to fold our cardstock base nicely in half, and then we're going to take the larger square-ish looking piece that is actually a rectangle, and we're going to put that in the bottom. We've got a little bit of a bigger dimension happening for the mat on the front and on the inside, so just be aware of that. And I have this more going in the horizontal look. So the it's longer this way than it is tall. Okay, we got that. Okay, that's easy, right? The next thing that we're going to do is take a look at our cute little turtles. They call them turtles, guys. They call them turtles in the catalog, but these are tortoises because they have feet. So flippers belong to turtles, like sea turtles. Tortoises have feet, and I will die on this hill. And it is what it is. But I believe, and I will stand by it, that these are tortoises, and so I'm going to refer to them as tortoises mostly, and I might throw in the odd turtle if I am feeling generous. Okay, so when I take a look at these tortoises that I have available, and then all the other little embellishments that go along with it, I want to figure out who's going on the outside and who's going on the inside. I think for me, I want like the bigger one on the outside, and then the smaller one on the inside. Also, this one here has kind of the beachy vibe going on. And when I look at my embellishments, I've got all kinds of things like sandcastles and beach balls and starfish and clamshells that I can cut out. Whereas this guy is going to go with a barbecue on the front cover. Okay, so we got some fussy cutting to do, and groan, insert groan here, whatever. I think it's going to be okay. But I want my beachy person to be in with all the beachy elements. So for the outside of the card, I'm going to leave these ones and put those ones on the outside. So this one here, what I noticed when I was putting together my other project, it looked too bare to me to have just this sitting onto the green. So that's why I stamped this little background. So I just did a repeating stamp, and I did it with the coordinating ink colors. So I'll show you which ones I'm using. So the ink color is Shaded Spruce. So Shaded Spruce is the coordinating color. And then I also wanted to showcase, this is my favorite stamp set for sayings, especially because they've got double sayings. So we've got happy birthday for the outside, and then for the inside, to someone worth celebrating every single day. So you'll want to find something that has like maybe a two-part, or maybe you'll want to put on an embellishment or one of these little pieces here. So you might want to do that. But for me, I really wanted to stamp the saying here on the smaller little rectangle, and then I did my happy birthday there, and then my happy birthday on the outside of the card. So for me, I'm using the right words, and I'm doing happy birthday to someone worth celebrating every single day. Another great saying set is this tags of thanks. This is fun because it has some narrower ones and then some bigger ones. So I felt like the narrow one would be perfect for this little narrow tag, and then the bigger one would be here on this larger tag. So I'm going to use the right words though, because that one's all mounted up and ready to go. So let's do all of our stamping right now. I got my stamps, and then I'm going to do my happy birthday on the inside too. So you want to do your stamping on the inside before you put this layer on. If you don't know what you're stamping quite yet on the inside, that's okay. Just don't adhere this front piece so that this will lay nice and flat for you whenever you decide to stamp it. I know sometimes it takes a little bit longer to look through your stamp stash and see which sayings and things go along with it. I don't know how many I need to put on here. One more maybe. There you go. And then I need a happy birthday onto this tag. Nice and centered. And then I'll snip off the extra. Oh, I caught an edge there. This one is an easy edge to catch. Straight up and down. There we go. Catching an edge is when you get this part of the stamp inked up right here, and it gives a little extra splotch. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist maybe, and I just want it to be nice and clean whenever I stamp. I know it's handmade, but when the paper comes with two sides, then you can flip it over just like this one too. And we'll see if I can do a better job on the other side, because I didn't center that one very well. Yes, it's handmade. I know, don't be a perfectionist. That one's better. Still not perfect, but I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm going to put this away now so I don't make a mess of myself. And I'm going to put this to the side too. Let's snip this off so it's ready to go. And we'll get started on this mechanism. So we've got a score down the middle, and then we've got an X scored into this as well. So what I'm going to do is burnish it really nicely. And I'm not going to just burnish it one way. I'm going to burnish it going both ways, because this mechanism needs to be able to fold really easily. So I actually want to break down the fibers of the paper along this fold so that it folds together really nicely when the card is closed. I'll show you that again in a second here. So Kathy made one of these cards and she showed me, and I've made one of these in the past, but I don't think I made it as a part of Card Club, which is like a mass production, mass prepping basically. And she is like, you know what, we can do it. And I believed her, I believe in her, and she is amazing. And so her and I just visited, and she scored those. I was working on other stuff at the time, and she did it so fast. It was really inspiring. But it did take some effort to try and get it kind of perfect. It took us marking the edges of the paper, and then doing a little score mark so that she could do the cross score on them. And it's pretty easy to do. So when you have your scoring tool, there's two different blade attachments. So there's the darker one, which is cutting, and then this one here is just a scoring blade. So what we did is we cut our rectangle, and then in the middle of the rectangle we did a score line, and then measuring in from the sides here, I don't want to give too many dimensions here because we'll get caught up, but it was 2 7/8 of an inch. Yeah, 2 7/8 of an inch in from each of the sides. You make a little mark, and then you put the marks together, and you'll score going that way and score going this way. And then when you have it all said and done, what you should have is this beautiful X and a line through it. So when I'm putting this together, we want the mechanism to fold nicely down. So we're going to make this into here it is. It's coming. It's coming. How do I do this again? There we go. We're going to pinch these kind of in so that then you get a hat and two legs. Can you see that? Hat and two legs. And then once you get it into that position, just make sure it's folding nice and tight with the legs together here. And then you're just going to burnish that even more. So the flatter it folds here, the flatter your card will fold. There we go. So this piece here is what's going to open up and have your Granny Apple Green piece mounted to it. So let's get our cardstock base back in here. And I would recommend using your Tombow multi-adhesive glue for this part because you can slide it around a little bit. If you have anything else, as soon as you press it onto the paper, it's going to be adhered. So I'm going to put my Tombow adhesive on the hats on both sides. And I don't want to have it gooping over the sides at all. And then now what we're going to do is take our center, and we can use our piece here to kind of eyeball it. You don't want it overhanging. You want it to be as close as possible there, but not overhanging this fold, because then it won't fold nicely. So that's why I like to use the Tombow in this instance. And then I don't want to move it around too much here quite yet. I'm going to let that just dry for a little bit, and we're going to put that to the side. Now let's start focusing on this piece here. This one, we don't want it in an M shape. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Priscilla. We don't want it in an M shape. We want it in a W shape. If you assemble it as an M shape, it's okay. You'll just have to fold it back the other way. So start as a W, and that's going to be the part that's going to have these designer series papers attached to it. Okay, so I've got 3 designer series papers, and then I also have this cute little tag here. It's got my stamp saying on it. Let me see. Yes, that's the side that I want. I'll glue that down first while I'm thinking of it. And you've got just a little border around all the sides there. I love this tortoise paper. I think it's so cute. And the green colors, there's so many different greens in this, but they all just work together somehow. I like inspiration like that in Stampin' Up's papers, like color combos that you wouldn't necessarily have thought to put together, right? Oops. This is what I mean about the Stampin' Seal, right? You have to kind of place it where you want it right off the hop. There you go. Perfect. So this next step is quite important, but I don't want you to overthink it too much. So I've just got my piece here that's going to open it up. Now I'm going to be gluing this onto the white piece of cardstock mechanism, but let me show you the most important part. Here we are only going to be gluing half of the paper on, and here we are only gluing half the paper on. It has to be the bottom on one side and the top on the other side. It doesn't matter if this one's the top and this one's the bottom. It just has to be one or the other, okay? So, and that's going to allow it to twist, and that's the only thing that's adhering this piece of Granny Apple Green to our piece of white. So it doesn't matter, again, don't overthink it too much, other than half of one side and then half of the other. So if you're worried about what is half, just try it out, and you can kind of test it there, but you don't want it overhanging, okay? And then so on the other side, oh my goodness, I keep grabbing these like partial rolls of these leftover tear and tape. I'm using tear and tape because it really holds well when you've got items that are moving. This one here, there we go. So now just want to double check, right, that we've got it in far enough. Perfect. Then we've got the bottom on one side and top of the other. Doesn't matter really which side is which, just as long as it's bottom of one, top of the other. So let's start with taking this backing off of one side here. I'm going to take a peek inside just to see which way it's going to be adhering. And then I'm going to come in to the corner and align that perfectly. You can use your fingers just by pinching to press that on. Now the next side here, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm coming in just to perfectly match that corner, and I'll press that on there as well. So now you've got this pop and fold, what is it? Twist and pop mechanism. And I like to give it a little bit of an extra press here. And then that just pops out so nicely. Oh, I love that. Okay, you guys ready to get started on the front? I'm going to be probably leaving you with some fussy cutting tonight. I won't show you fussy cutting, or me fussy cutting all of mine. That might be the most boring bit of internet content you've ever seen in your life, hey? Watching a person fussy cut. I'm just putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal over the top. This is reversible ribbon, so you've got a decision to make. Do you want this, what is it, soft seafoam on one side? Or do you want the darker, what is it on the other side? Is it actually shaded spruce? Yeah, shaded spruce and soft seafoam. So then I just have a little bit there, which I'm going to wrap around. To finish this off, I've got a vellum circle. And guys, I have to apologize because I don't normally use Retire products, but you know I love vellum so much. And then I love these Around It All dies too. These are actually on our Last Chance products, and these are like our wonky circles. I just think these are so playful, so fun, so different. I'm sad to see them going, but make sure you get them before they're gone. I'm going to put my happy birthday tag on next with, oh yeah, that's the back side because it has a little splooch on it. Some dimensionals. And because we have a little bit of a bigger dimension for this overhang, or sorry, this border, you actually can overhang this a little bit. So you can overhang your circle a little bit. You can put your tortoise over the edge there. But I'm going to start with this tag kind of going over the edge just a little bit. Then this is going to go on to the front here with my tortoise underneath it. Now, just so that I can move forward on this project, I don't have the tortoise on there yet. What I'm going to do is fussy cut around him, and then I'm going to put him on with Stampin' Seal onto this vellum. Then underneath where it won't be hidden, I'm going to put my Stampin' Dimensionals, but I've made a card or two, so I know where these tortoises are going to go, and I'm just going to put this on the card so it's all ready to go. And you can imagine my tortoise is going to cover that, so I don't have to worry. Then we've got the final finishing touch here is to put on some of these hexagon gems. And these are not sequins. I really actually thought they were sequins. They are really thick, luxurious actually, embellishments with a lot of shine and sparkle to them. And I think that this is going to be just the perfect addition to the card. I should mention that all the inside pieces here should not be dimensionalized, just because your card ends up being quite thick to begin with. And so if you're going to add dimension, you can add it under the corners here. And I added a little bit there too and here, but I didn't go too crazy dimensionalizing the inside. If you had dimensionals on all of these pieces that you're putting in there, it would just be so thick. It wouldn't fold very nice. So let's just make sure to keep that in the back of our mind. So I'm keeping my dimensionals to the outside edges to hold this onto the front of the card. There we go. So cute, right? I just love this card. It's so playful, and I'm so grateful to Kathy for, making it happen for us, because it really is a wow factor card, isn't it? Love it. So now you got some fun times with fussy cutting. This is the card that I made the other night, and I've already got my little chef on the front cover here. So it's time to put some of the embellishments on the inside of the card. So when you are fussy cutting, I like our snips scissors. I'm just going to trim this away. And what I start with is keeping my scissors as straight as possible. And then I move around the image that I'm cutting out. And that allows me to really quickly cut out by using kind of bigger strokes and pivoting this around. And now it's not going to be perfect, it never is, but I find that when you use this technique, you can soften the edges a little bit more so that you don't have like pointy pieces of your border. As broad as you can go, as long as your strokes can go here, the better. I'm not going to cut out those individual hairs, that's okay. Some things you just have to let go, right? But I just love these tortoises so much. And to be honest, I actually didn't get the stamp set. I know this might be shocking to all of you, but I did not buy everything in the catalog, just most of it. I did not get the stamp set and the dies for this bundle, for this suite, I should say. But if you wanted to, right now they're buy one, get one 50%. And it's a great way of getting to make tortoises all the time. If you want, though, to just play around a little bit, what you should look at doing is exactly what I did. It's getting the designer series paper and then pairing it along with a cute saying stamp set. And then you've got tons of images that you can use to make all kinds of different projects, right? I'm going to leave these again for another time. I know you guys are busy fussy cutting like crazy over there, right? So let's talk about where these products come from. I'm going to leave those there because that's okay. Put that to the side too. So from our annual catalog, we've got a whole bunch of goodies, and many of them are sweet items. So the Turtley Cute, again, asterisk tortoise, but we're going to be okay with this, right? Right. Turtley Cute is the sweet collection. It includes the bundle, which you can purchase together, save 10%, and you can even put that deal along with the buy one, get one 50%. So you'd want to purchase this and another bundle in the same order. Then there's the ribbon, which we used, so pretty. The embossing folder, which we use on the front, and the designer series paper, which is adorable. These embellishments have 4 different colors in them, and mine are a little bit jumbled here. So we've got soft sea foam, granny apple green, pool party, and pretty peacock, I think. Shaded spruce, what is it? Oh, I knew it yesterday. Okay, let's go through the order here in the catalog and I'll get to that again. So the Right Words is that stamp set that I told you about that has the coordinating images. So the one that I really love from this one is actually one that, you need to use, but you hate having to use, is a sympathy card, right? Forever loved, forever remembered is perfect for the outside. And then on the inside, hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by wonderful memories. So thoughtful. On page 109, we've got the turtle textures embossing folder, the Turtley Cute designer series paper on page 118. And let's just remember that basically all of these designer series papers have or are currently in a suite. So they were in a suite before when they were first released, or they're currently in a suite. So that means they pretty much all are buy one, get one 50% off. So take a look at these, and basically you could put together an order with a whole bunch of designer series papers and essentially get 25% off all of them, which is like buy one, get one 50% off, simplified a little bit, right? So take a look at those. It's a really, really great deal. Page 125, you've got these shades of green hexagons. The colors were soft sea foam, granny apple green, pool party, and shaded spruce. So the exact color of our cardstock base here. Also, we use the shaded spruce and soft sea foam double-sided ribbon. That's a really beautiful satin ribbon, and I like the stitching on it so that you get the accent color no matter which side you're using. So, turtly cute, I think. Oh, Around It All dies are on the last chance list. The vellum is from my retired stash, and then the rest are designer series papers. So I'm going to go through the different suites in a second here, just so that you can quickly see which items are going to be available as a part of the special. But right now, I love to hear, what was your favorite project that we made tonight? Was it the bonus project with all of these different fruits and sparkly sayings, or was it our beach bag with our nice sunny feel? Was it our elegant gold and vines, or was it our turtly awesome card which features tortoises? It's a pop and twist card with tortoises, aka turtles. Which is your favorite? So no matter if you're watching on the replay or if you're watching live, I'd love to hear that. And then now, while you guys are typing that in, I will show you quickly all of the different suites that Stampin' Up! Has going on right now. So from our annual catalog, you can take a look at the bookmark that I gave you, and you can see the suite collections are page 40 to 63. So when we go to page 40, yes, the cloud cover is so nice. And Priscilla says she loves fussy cutting. It's therapeutic to her. Okay. I mean, you do you, girl. A little bit is for me. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I'm over it. So Florals in Bloom is our first suite. This one is a mega suite, which includes 2 bundles, embellishments, and designer series paper. I love this designer series paper. It features all of our new in colors. So here's my swatch of them. And yeah, we used the cloud cover and the Secret Sea on that elegant gold card, which has the pop-up leaves on it. So I am just keep coming back to these cards or these colors, and they work surprisingly well together on this designer series paper. The embellishments for this one are the actual in colors, so that's a really fun one to get. If you're excited about getting the new in colors, get the coordinating little dots as well. They're super cute and super shiny. Then a few pages later, we see our Turtly Cute collection, which we just went through. And we also have the beautiful gallery suite. And this includes the items that we used on our projects tonight as well. I love how many pages they're dedicating to suites now. They really are showcasing them and giving you some insider tips about what you can do with them. On page 58, the Kintsugi Inspirations. Whew, I don't know why that's hard right now. I think it's because I'm a little bit tired today. But Kintsugi Inspirations. And this is just gorgeous in person. It's stunningly gorgeous. The paper features gold embossing on there. You've also got the bundle, you've got the embossing folder, and these really bright, shiny flower accents. The Boho Vibes suite is a really fun, different take on rainbow colors. So these aren't, like when I look at this designer series paper, I don't think about it being paired with rainbows, but I really like the look of it. Of course, you could take these rainbow die cuts and you could turn them into like classic rainbow colors, Roy G. Bivs, and you could make that traditional look, or you can play around with the colors that they've got going on here, which is lots of fun. Okay, so then you get into memory keeping. This is not a part of the suites, so it's not included. But remember how I said that some products are included that are actually on the last chance list? Well, if you take a look at our last catalog, we have a whole bunch of these items that are still available on our last chance list. And these are sometimes even discounted already. So you can get these with the buy one, get one 50% off deal as well. So for example, on page 26, Thoughtful Journey and Unbounded Beauty Memories and More card packs are leaving us, but they are still in stock. And so they are discounted down to $9 for these packs of Memories and More cards. And you can use these for pocket scrapbooking. You could use it for traditional scrapbooking, and you can also use it for card making too. So these are really versatile, so much fun to use, and beautiful, discounted, and now even buy one, get one 50% off. So I want to make sure that you know about things like that. You can even take a look through the Suite Collections is the easiest way of doing it online on my online store, and that will break it down so that you can click on all of the different suites that are still available and see all the different products that you can buy one, get one 50%. Again though, when you're done adding everything to your cart, you can reach out to me, send me a screenshot if you want to, or copy and paste the list and send it to me, and we'll optimize it together to make sure that you're maximizing your savings. The Mediterranean Blooms has some items that are still on the online store. Take It to the Sky, To Market, Wildly Flowering, Full of Life. Love that one. That's like fun rainbow colors, right? That paired with the rainbow dyes is how my brain connects them. But I'm really excited about the different color combination that Stampin' Up is providing us for those ones in that suite. The Lily Pod Lane, Thoughtful Journey, Country Woods, which is a mega suite. Again, you've got the two bundles and two designer series papers, as well as embellishments and folders and everything. And then Unbounded Beauty, another mega suite. This one has the Unbounded Love bundle and glimmer paper. This is featuring the In Colors, which carried over. And so that's another great one. And then we get into our bundles. The regular bundles don't count towards this promotion, but all of the suite items do. And that includes suite items that are also available as online exclusives. So please take a look online. That's the easiest way of going through this special and making sure that you're not missing anything, because honestly, it's such a good deal, like an amazing deal. So it would be a shame to have you miss out on this when you could save so much money on items that are brand new practically and just gorgeous. So again, it doesn't have to be just the suites themselves. Those are a one item code for the stamp set, the dies, the embellishments, the ribbon, the designer series paper. You don't have to just use it for the suite codes. You can use it for all the different individual suite products as well. So I hope you have fun shopping. Reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you put it all together and save you a bunch of money. And if you haven't already, reach out to me and I can get you a card packet in the mail too, so that you can craft along with me for this video. It's available on replay forever. So thank you for tuning in. I just love crafting with you, and I look forward to crafting with you very soon.